one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comers with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Oh, hey y'all, what's up? Happy Monday to y'all. Did y'all hear me playing that? Did y'all hear me playing this? Well, that's my new single, y'all. Y'all didn't know I had a new single out, right? You didn't know that. It's so good to see everyone. Hey, everyone, I'm Jazzie K.Ward, your host for Artist Talk Jazzie After Dark. I see so many amazing people that's coming in the room. Of course, we got Gary Smoot, recording artist, is with us. Of course, the incomparable, the beautiful Miss Whittington Steele. I See You. That's our new single, y'all. Don't forget to go over to K.Ward Radio, which is my YouTube channel, as well as kwaradio.com is the website. Please subscribe, all that jazz. And if you don't, shame on you. Hey, my friend Ron Lepfer. I hadn't seen you in so long, Ron. Hey, Brian. Hey, Connie, my friend. My brother Kenneth is also hanging out with us. Well, again, don't forget to put in the comments section where you're watching from. Share the video, share the live. Let's go ahead and kick off Artist Talk right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K.Ward.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Lisa Meek. What's up, James? Hey, everybody. We see people. Welcome to Artist Talk. Y'all, I've been gone for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. I don't know, traveling with work. But it's always great to see each and every one of you. I anticipate doing this every Monday, no matter how tired I am with full-time work. But it's always great to see each and every one of you. And again, I can't thank you all enough from the bottom of my heart. Whether you come here for a minute, you watch the entire show, you go back and watch the replay, you share the videos, I promise you, I really, truly appreciate it. Thank each and every one of you. I also have to thank Dr. Chantel Graham, Dr. G, as we call her on the show. She's also with us tonight. We got, of course, the one and only Chef D is also with us. And don't forget to put in the comment sections where you are. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Don't blame my heart. Okay, don't do that. Well, I'm super excited about tonight's show. He's a friend. He's a brother. He's a known recording artist. He's a saxophonist. Leon Pressley has that it factor, and he's been on the show before, but it was such a brief conversation, and we have been talking back and forth. And I'm glad he decided that he could come back on the show for us to talk. And just to tell you a little bit about him, he has a new project out, Smooth Groove Volume 2. You need Smooth Groove Volume 1. You need both of those. Go download them now. And his website, bridgegroovemusic.com is the website. We're also going to ask him another thing, like wherever music is streaming, you can go get the music. Okay. Champagne on Ice, Ride With Me. All right. All that jazz. Okay. Hey, my friend Colleen. But to tell you a little bit about our special guest tonight, recording artist and saxophonist Leon Pressley. Now, he's a gifted and talented saxophonist. He was born in Newark, New Jersey. He started playing the saxophone at the age of 16, a strong composer, an instrumentalist. He enjoys the gifts of the world. I like that, which we should all do, right? And again, if you don't know this young man, shame on you, but you're going to get to know him a little bit more up close and personal. So let's give a warm welcome to our special guest, saxophonist Leon Pressley. So good to see. As we say on the show, Leon, come on in the room. You know how they say that in the church, right? Come on in. Yeah. Happy Monday, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm hanging in there. Beautiful weather down there in Florida, as usual. So
water.
Having a good time.
I was there in West Palm Beach maybe a month ago, and maybe 2 weeks ago I was in Gainesville, Florida. My first time being there. Wow. Such a beautiful weather. Now, I don't think I want to live there.
Oh, really?
Too many the tornadoes and no, I can't.
Well, this is the rain season right now coming in, so it's today is like but this is the season for it. That's why, because prior before that it was like beautiful, like sun every day, but now it's moving to another season. Okay, we get a little rain now.
Okay,
I guess New Jersey's getting the sun now. They get it, so I understand it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a big. Was that a big change for you, New Jersey, Florida?
Yes and no. Like the weather, oh my God, it's really much. The weather is better for me emotionally. And so when you're up there in New Jersey, there's a lot of smog, unfortunately, just being honest with you. I've been there for my life. It's smog and just, it's not that many good days weather-wise. So when the weather is nice, everybody's coming out, they're barbecuing and stuff, they're playing their Spanish music and stuff in their cars and stuff like that. You're hearing reggaeton music all of a sudden, because it's just like, oh my God, the sun is up, oh my God, we gotta enjoy this moment. But here it's like every day. It's every day. So it's nice.
I love that. Well, again, it's an honor and a pleasure, and thank you so much for agreeing to come back on Artist Talk, because again, I remember I did a show. It was maybe 5 or 6 artists, right? And I think I was just doing some kind of premiere, and we may have talked for 10, 15 minutes or so. I don't know if we had a lot of time to talk, but I know we were talking about your project at the time was Smooth Groove Volume 1.
No, After Hours. I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you that.
I'm sorry, not Smooth. After Hours Volume 1. So now we have After Hours Volume 2. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
He has a song called Smooth Groove, y'all.
Yeah.
Song called Smooth Groove, which is an amazing song. You all need to go get the project, but we're going to talk about that a little later in the show. But so Leon, I do this segment on the show called The Real You, right? Okay. So it's just 3 questions I'm just going to randomly ask you. Sometimes they just pop up at the top of my head. Nothing too major, okay? So tell me, give me 3 things that you can't live without.
Oh, wow. three things like I can't live without God. That's the
Okay.
first. Right.
Hallelujah. That's right.
Amen. Absolutely right. Yep. Yep. And I cannot live without family.
Mhm.
Need family, right? All kinds of family. Family is very important.
Right.
And then just music. Music is the driving force of my life, you know.
Right.
It's been prominent since I can remember, since a child, you know.
Right.
It's
So,
it's therapeutic for myself. So
right. It is. So, like, what's your music like when you're like having a rough day? And I know you play jazz and all that, but is that your go-to, or what do you typically listen to?
you know, that's really, really interesting. A lot of people think that I just listen to jazz, but I'm into like I grew up into a household where my Aunt Letty, she was the one who really had the music in the household, right? So she's in everything. So I'm listening. She'd go from Anita Baker and then she'd go to James Taylor, you know, opposites, right? Totally opposites.
Right.
Then she'll go from like Luther Vandross to Steely Dan. So it's like
Well,
when you have that kind of a household, it opens up your ears to listen to all kinds of music because
mhm.
you know it's all good music. It doesn't matter whether it's black or an artist or white. You know, like one of my favorite groups, believe it or not, is Steve Perry from Journey.
Oh, yeah.
I love Steve Perry. He's a great, great singer. You know, what's the song? Everybody knows "Don't Stop Believing," but the ballads. Have you heard the ballads of Journey? Oh my God, "Open Arms."
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful,
Ooh,
beautiful
ooh,
guy. That guy is very soulful, very soulful. So I
very.
respect if you can sing, you can sing. I don't care who you are.
I love that. I love that. Um, what about you? What about you has grown in the last 5 years?
Wow. Uh, just a lot. My mind has changed as you get older. As you know, as you get older, you tend to see things totally different. I know I'm not my. I'll say this: my 50-year-old is totally different from my 25, my 30-year-old. If you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about,
Oh, sure.
because life hits you and you start to understand things a little bit more clear as the older you get. You
Yeah.
know, you start to prioritize things a little bit more. You know, yeah.
Yeah. I can agree with that because I make, and again, not just change the subject, but my birthday is this month. So April the 28th is I'm still a young man. I'm still a young man.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But so I can remember, Leon, I don't know if a lot of us can attest to it. When you're growing up with your parents and you think about life, right? And you just can say, I can't wait till I get grown and get out of your house. I can make my own rules, my own responsibilities, and you don't realize how time flies. And now like your mom used to say stuff like, well, you're gonna see this one day. I may be dead and gone, boy, but you're gonna see this.
Oh my gosh, I hear that. Yeah, listen, my grandmother was like that, man.
I think we all, it's just like, well, so sometimes, hey, life gets a lot of us and you don't think about things until you get grown or if you have kids and all of that, right? And it makes you really think and appreciate life. So you tell some of these young people, but everybody has to experience that.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to say, well, you just keep on living, son, and you're going to see a lot of different
Oh yeah. Yeah.
a lot of different things, right?
Yeah,
Hey, my friend.
that's the truth. That's the truth.
My last question is, what makes you strong? What makes Leon Pressley strong?
Uh, my declarations with the Lord every morning,
Mm-hmm.
praying, really, really connecting with God. I'll tell people right now, if you don't have a relationship with God, I'm not trying to be preachy nothing, but He really is the source of your life. If you try to just connect, He really loves us, more than we think we do, than we think He does, and He cares and He listens. And I know that just from, like I said, my prayers and just thanking Him in advance about certain things. And He really does supply my needs. He really does. Just got to give God a chance. That's it.
That's true. That's right. I appreciate that. See, that wasn't bad. The real you. It's over, Leon. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad.
No.
Hey, everybody. Again, our special guest tonight is national recording artist and saxophonist Leon Pressley. Amazing artist, gifted artist. Don't forget to go over to bridgegroovemusic.com.
Yes.
The website is there. Check out the music. And as we go into the show, I guess we slowly, I don't know, some people say, Leon, the pandemic is over. Now, I still wear my mask. As much as I travel, my mask is still on. But, this impacted, I would think it impacted everybody's lives. So when 2020, do you remember like where you were when you saw this on the news about the pandemic and the mask, and how did it affect you and your family, and how did you navigate through all of this?
Wow. Well, I'm glad you said that, because 2020, I remember, I believe I was in Okeechobee, Florida, and we was watching that. And it was like, what's going on, But then sometimes it doesn't really hit you until it actually hits you, if you know what I mean. And I got COVID. I got COVID. Like, I think we got COVID like the next year, and we heard about it, but I don't know exactly how. I just remember feeling sick one day on my job. I had a fever, and I felt very weak and drained. And I believe, I think I got it from we went to go see this jazz artist, Marcus Johnson. We were sick. That's when for this particular night, we were sitting around a whole bunch of people in one table. So I think that's how we got it, that particular night. But the next day I was okay. Then the day after, I started feeling sick on my job, and I called and I said, hey, listen, I don't feel good. And she said, okay, so I'm gonna want to pick you up. And then she caught it. We both got sick, and that's when it hit. Like, okay, this thing is no joke. It will take you out of here. This is not a game. It will take you out of here. So that's when I was like, okay. After that, I didn't want to. When we took the medicine and proper things we needed, I said, I'm not going to do any performances. I'm going to shut it down and just, do what we're doing right now from a distance.
From a distance. Did you write? Did you have what did you have more time to do? Did you learn anything did you learn anything different about Leon?
No, I mean, I listen to when people tell you to be careful about things, and life is precious, and then take your life serious, because it is your life. You only got one life to live.
Just one.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask you, did you write any new music during that in that time? So the After Hours CD, did that come during the pandemic?
Yes, it did. Actually, it did. It did. Okay. Yeah. The After Hours Volume 2 did. Also. Okay. I was actually, when I wrote Champagne on Ice, that was when I just got over COVID. I had just gotten over it, and then I started thinking about like, okay, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling myself, normal. Come back to normal. I said, let me start writing some new material, and that's how I began to create the new volume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when we think about jazz music, and jazz music to me is so universal. Jazz is in everything, whether it's hip hop, or it's gospel, whether it's pop, it's R&B. It's all of that. But my question for you is, why should people care about jazz music? Because a lot of times you're missing jazz. When you mention jazz music, people always think maybe traditional jazz, right? So they don't always think about smooth jazz. It's like, oh, that piano music, or that.
Yeah.
I was going to say somebody else's name, but they were extremely popular artist. They'd be like, oh, that's that such and such music. I'm just not going to say their name, right? So that's my question for you. Why should people care about jazz music?
Well, it's as they say, it's America's classical music, number one. But number two, it's just beautiful music. Like when I was growing up, I was, I don't know if you remember about the hip hop era, Run DMC and stuff like that. And believe it or not, before I was playing jazz, I wanted to be a rapper. Yes, I did want to be a rapper. I wanted to be like Run DMC. I thought they were the coolest rappers, And then
you favor the guy in the Houdini group. I don't know if it's you kind of
Houdini. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, Houdini.
You kind of favor the guy in the Houdini. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. stuff with 5 minutes of funk. They did the songs 5 minutes of funk and
Right.
Friends. Yeah,
Friends. How many of us
Friends
have
do
them?
have them. Yeah, that was my era. And
That
then
was-
what happened was when Tupac came on the scene, what's the group NWA? When it got into that era, that's when I was like, okay, I can't relate to this stuff. I'm not a gangster that's been shot and not trying to get shot and want to feel like to get shot. I think we got to get some other music. So they're more like unreal and all that stuff. So I don't know about that. So I couldn't identify. So what I started to do was listen to the music on the radio, the other music, R&B. One night I happened to listen to Jazz 88. It's in New Jersey. It's a station that's right down in the center of my town, and they play traditional jazz. So one night I was like, couldn't sleep. I said, and that's on the 88.3 in Newark, New Jersey. I listen to the station, listen to them while I'm going to sleep. And I fell in love with jazz. I was like, yo, it's not really. The first song that grabbed my attention when I first heard actual traditional jazz was a song by Wayne Shorter. And it was called Speak No Evil.
Oh, I know that song.
And I thought it was the coolest melody. I was like, this is nice, And then I started listening to more, and then I started to. I played saxophone when I was a kid, when I was even 6 years old. But I put it down, and I didn't want to play. I hated practicing. I hated practicing my saxophone. I used to break the reeds to my aunt, listen, you got to get more reeds. I broke the reeds. And she said, okay, no problem. She goes and buys 2 boxes of reeds. Like, here you go. I'm going to hit some practicing. So
I'm going to fix you. She said, I'm going to fix you.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I got 2 boxes of reeds. I'm not going to practice. But it wasn't until I heard Jazz 88 and hearing Wayne Shorter, Billie Holiday, Duke Ellington, and all of a sudden, my musical ears started to open up like a flower, blossom.
Wow.
That's what it felt like. It was like, poof. And I was like, what? So this is what the saxophone could sound like if I practice. I heard Dexter Gordon. You heard Dexter Gordon?
Of course.
Who else? Of course, John Coltrane. My aunt Letty, she bought me the CD. Well, she bought the CD when CD first came out. And she came on, she was so excited. She's like, Leon, you got to hear this CD. This is John Coltrane's my favorite thing. They got this on CD. This one, the CD that just came out. So I'm like, okay, all right, well, whatever. No, you don't understand. You play saxophone, you need to listen to this. Like, okay, so when she plays it on the CD, you hear the first, you get the introduction. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, it was so cool. I was like, wait a minute. What is he? And then you hear him. I was like, oh my God, what is this I'm listening to? And I'm like, listening to it over and over. I fell in love with the CD more than she did. Sometimes she would go to sleep and I had headphones and I would like listen to it at night. I said, Aunt Letty, can I listen to the song again? And she's like, yeah, but put the headphones on, man. I put the headphones on. She's asleep and I'm listening to it in my head and I'm really taking it in, And it was one of the songs on that album I loved was a ballad from him called Every Time We Say Goodbye. Have you heard that song?
I don't think so.
Listen to it. He plays on soprano. Beautiful melody. And I used to listen to that song over and over again. And I used to be like, man, that is some serious playing this guy. She was absolutely right. This guy is incredible.
Wow.
And that was it for me. I was hooked into jazz right then and there. That was it for me. I was sold.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, like, growing up, just to go back to your early years in life, was your family musically inclined? Did anybody else play instruments? What, in high school or in school, whatever, did you play in the band or anything?
You know what? Believe it or not, I had an uncle. He played guitar and he was really, really good too. He had a funk man back in the early 70s. I was a little kid at the time, but he played guitar really good. And unfortunately, his band was on the way to a major gig. I guess, I don't know what they were, from what my family told me. They said he got into a serious accident on the way to the gig in New York City. I think everybody died except for him and another friend or something like that. It was really bad. So He didn't want to play anymore. I guess because he was like one of the last survivors in the band, but he gave up. And then I have Aunt Maddie, who played actually violin, and she's actually the first generation. I didn't know that she was actually the first generation of our family to go to arts high school. So I was the second generation musician in my family to go to arts high school. Isn't that crazy?
That's weird. And that high school, I know we talked earlier. I mean, some amazing people just like yourself come out of that high school.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Can you share with us a few names?
Oh yeah. Like I said, Wayne Shorter is an incredible saxophone player. I found out he actually graduated from Arts High School. Didn't even know. Another trumpet player, I don't even know about Woody Shaw. He graduated from Arts High School.
Okay.
Sarah Vaughan, the singer, she graduated from Arts High School. I can't think it's R&B singer too. I see her face.
Mm-hmm.
What is her name? Not.
Well, you'll think of it.
Melba Moore. I think it's Melba Moore. I think it's Melba Moore. She went to our school.
Okay.
And who else went there? Tisha Campbell and the actor Michael B. Jordan is the latest person just graduated went to our school. Michael B. Jordan, Creed.
Wow.
And so it's when you go to a school like that, it does something to you because you feel like, okay, you got all these people behind you who came from this great school, and you're going into it too, and you feel like, okay, I need to represent the school properly. That's and right. I went to that school because my freshman year, I went to Central High School, right? And the music teacher there heard my potential, and it was a bad school, a really rough school, but I was learning to play my saxophone, and I played by ear. So he's like, Leon, do you know your scales? I said, no, what's that? He says, wait a minute, you're playing jazz, but you don't know how to play scales? Right. I said, yeah. I said, well, how'd you learn to play jazz? I said, well, I listened to Jazz 88 night. He said, what? He said, yeah, I just take the song that I liked, record them on my tape recorder, and then mimic and just play it on little. That's how I taught myself. And he said, you got talent, He said, you want to learn scales? I said, yes. I ain't got no money. He says, I'm a teacher. I said, that's okay. Just bring your saxophone out, teach you what you need to know. So he taught me my scales. And then after after I got my basic skills to his liking, he said, how serious are you with being a musician? And I said, well, I would like to be another, jazz musician like those guys, like Kenny G, Grover, those guys. So he said, He said, okay. He said, then you don't need to belong. You don't belong here. He said, you need to go to Arts High School. And he said, which was a town, which was a building, a couple of blocks away from that school. Okay. And he said, I know some teachers there. I know the music department. I know some supervisor there. Do you want me to make a phone call and hook you up? I said, yeah, man. Yeah, whatever you need to do, So he went over there. He got me an audition. And he told Mr. Santoro, he says, I got this kid in Central High School. You got to hear him. Yeah, he knows, I just teach him his basic skills, but he's already on a jazz level. He's playing jazz, but he doesn't even know he don't play. Well, let bring him in. Let me hear him. So he heard me play, and Mr. Santoro played for he's Italian. He played for the Philharmonic Orchestra, okay. and he was a classic trumpeter. And he said, "You're really good." He said, "Okay." He said, "You're absolutely right. He does belong here." So they got me in, they accepted me in, and took me in on my sophomore year, and wow. Put me in freshman class. I was a sophomore because I told you I'd learned from the beginning, but wow. The teacher said, "Listen, your skills is already up there, so it's going to be easy for you to learn this stuff." So wow. I took my first freshman class in my sophomore year, playing with scales, rhythm notation, stuff like that, and then within my end of my sophomore year, on my junior year, I was already in the orchestra, the actual concert band orchestra, and the jazz band, and wow. That was it.
I love that. I love that, sharing that story. Hey, everybody, I'm Jazzie K.Ward, your host for Artist Talk. Our special guest tonight is recording artist and saxophonist, Mr. Leon Pressley. And if you don't know him, then shame on you. Don't forget to go over to his website, which is listed there throughout the screen. It's all about support. And I also like about that, you never know connections, who people are and how impactful I think that was, Leon, for him to be in your life and encourage you to, hey, you need to be at this location. So I just think in life in general, our careers, you never know the blessings that people come in our lives that may have some form of impact. So I love that. So what we're going to do, everybody, is take a short break. We're going to come back, and Leon is going to perform a song for us. He's going to blow you away. You don't want to miss it. Don't go too far. You're watching Jazzie After Dark Artist Talk. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is saxophonist Phil Walker. Something is in the air tonight, and it's Artist Talk with Jazzie K.Ward. Join him every Monday on Facebook Live or YouTube at 7 p.m. Central Time. And if you don't, hashtag shame on you.
Feel the Breeze, the latest single from multi-platinum jazz recording artist Sean LaBelle, is here. Featuring Grammy-nominated recording artist Patrice Rushen. Download or stream now at all your favorite music outlets.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Again, our special guest tonight is saxophonist Leon Pressley. So Leon, what are you going to play for us right now?
I'm going to probably, let me set it up real quick.
Okay. And everybody, don't forget to go over to bridgegroovemusic.com. You can also find Leon on Spotify and all that jazz.
I'm going to play Ride With Me real quick.
So we're gonna hear a song from me called Ride With Me. I love this song. Y'all gonna love it too.
This is from the After Hours Volume 2.
After Hours Volume 2 CD. This is Ride With Me. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was Ride With Me, and that was coming from Leon Pressley, his After Hours CD. Again, After Hours Volume 1. There's an After Hours Volume 2. You need to go get both of those. Just download both of those. A lot of comments. Everybody is loving it. Yeah, outstanding. Do that. Are you touring soon? So much talent and skills. And Sheila said you are smooth as butter.
Oh, thank you.
A little almond butter. I'm gonna put a little almond butter there on that too.
Wow.
So we're gonna have more conversation. Leon is gonna perform for us again, y'all. Dr. G is here, patiently waiting as always, each and every Monday. So we're gonna go to Dr. Graham with Mind, Body, and Soul, and then we're gonna have more conversations with our special guest, saxophonist Leon Pressley. We'll be right back.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Chantel Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
Dr. G, Dr. G.
Got a headache from that little saxophone.
Dr. Graham, did you hear me playing that? Could you imagine?
Jamming on the one. Jamming on the one.
Jamming on the one. How are you, Dr. G?
Hey, I was thinking, the allergy season is back, and we talked about allergies before, but I always get that sinus pressure headache. And I said, the one thing we don't talk about is headaches. And people like to just group headaches all together. I got a headache, I got a migraine. They just throw stuff out there, all crazy nonsense. So let's talk about headaches for a second. Now, headaches can be something that can be an episode or it can be chronic. The difference is an episode means that it occurs less than 15 days throughout the month. Chronic means you get it more than 15 days within a month. Now, it can be primary or secondary, which means that it comes from the head. It's a head source. No, I'm crazy, but I'm just saying from the head source, or it could be from a residual from something else. So when we think about primary headaches, think about things like a tension headache, where you get that tight rubber band feeling around your head, that back of the neck tension. Think about things like migraines. That is a real headache that starts in your head. Not that you're crazy, but it is in your head. Migraines can get so bad where people actually get like some kind of nausea, vomiting. They're sensitive to light and sound. You get that cluster headache, which is that big ball of pain right here in the side, behind or under the eyes. One of the things you got to watch out is what they call for a thunderclap headache. What does that mean? It's a headache that can literally go from 0 to 60 in 60 seconds. But you can start off very slow, but it goes up to its intensity within 1 minute. Wow. Be careful with that, because it could be nothing, or it could be the sign of a stroke. So be careful. Now you got those secondary headaches where you have like that sinus pressure from allergy season. You get like right across the bridge of the nose, above the eyes. That's a secondary headache. You can get what they call, I'm sorry, women, we have this thing called hormone headache. It's us. We usually get it. It's when your estrogen level drops kind of low, whether it be because you're pregnant, you're taking birth control pills, or you're on your cycle. Caffeine headache is a real headache, people. It's a real headache. Caffeine itself is a vasodilator. So drinking too much of it, open up those blood vessels. It sends that blood to the head really, really quick. It gives you that bad headache. Or by having it all the time and you drink it and you stop drinking it, it constricts those vessels and you get that headache that way. One other thing is that people don't talk about is what they call a rebound headache. You know what that is, Jazzie?
I've never heard of rebound.
Rebound headache is when you take too much over-the-counter medication. If you're taking it more than 15 days out of a month, you'll get a rebound headache. And sometimes and that's things like aspirin, acetaminophen, like Tylenol, any type of Advil. People think, oh, let me just go grab something real quick to take for it. But if you take something over the counter for that headache, it will make your headache worse. Okay. You can get a spinal headache. Sometimes you go in for your epidurals because you have back pains. And once you actually puncture that spinal canal, you get that drop in CSF fluid. So you get that massive headache. And how do you fix that? You go back in with a needle, you draw some blood, and you push blood through that needle as opposed to giving the medication. If you have this little TMJ and your jaw click, that'll give you a headache too. Look, right here, attention. Now think about it. Some headaches will tell you a lot of things about your body. So if you're getting a headache at the top of your head, like right on top of your head, that can be because you're either hungry or thirsty. So usually it's thirsty. If you get that headache with that tight band we talked about, that's tension and stress, too much light, too much on the computer screen, shut it down, go sit down somewhere, okay? Listen, y'all doing too much. Also with that tightness headache, which you get, if you take a nice hot shower, that will alleviate it, okay? So just think about that too. If you get a headache right across the front of your head, it could be because you're not getting enough sleep. Rest. Stop saying I'm going to bed, and 4 hours you still on Instagram seeing people memes. And yeah, I'm guilty. That's me too sometimes. But you got to kind of pay attention to that too, So think about it. First, find out where the headache's coming from so you can be treated effectively, because they could be really nothing or it could be really, really something. Don't forget those people that have hypertension and those headaches. When you get a headache and it never subsides when you're moving around, your pressure's too high, get help immediately. Do not go to Dr. Google and diagnose yourself, because you will give yourself all kinds of things and you'll be taking all kinds of drugs and making everything worse. So go to the doctor, get checked out, and find out where that headache is coming from. And not the one where I lose brain cells from talking to people. I get that kind of headache, some of my coworkers. But a real headache, okay? We're going to leave it at that. Yes, she's right. That stuffy nose, burning eyes, sneezing, headache, allergies, all that stuff causes those secondary headaches. But you could also have that from a headache called hemicrania continua, and that's a headache that will sit dormant for 3 months. You can have a headache for as long as 3 months. It can start low. It can change intensity. It can go up and down. That will cause runny nose, stuffy nose, constricted pupils. It causes all that. So when you get that resting headache for 3 months, get it checked out.
That's right. Go to the doctor, people.
Go to the doctor. You got insurance. And if not, get your wellness visit, get your health checkup. And it's always charity, kid. We can always find something for you.
That's right. I love that, Dr.
No excuses.
And don't you let people know how they can reach you and get in contact with you.
My email address is Chantel. Is it Dr.TheAppLife.info. And Nia is never too far around. Show your book, Jazzie. Don't be trying to lie. Nia she be right around the corner. Get your copy in a couple of months. The second one will be out. Don't waste time. And if you have any questions, just email me. I'll take 2 forms of ID and insurance card.
And I have my I have my bookmark too. I love bookmarks.
Gotta turn that little page.
Gotta turn the page. You all need to get the book. I'm telling you, get the book.
Get it before it's discontinued, and the next one will be out. No, I'm never going to do that. She's gonna always be available.
I love that. And real quick, someone says, "Can I use a green shield for a blue screen?"
Blue screen. For your. You can use it for your phone. You can use it for your computer. Take that light sensitivity away. It will help. And also get checked out too, because you could just need glasses, and that's why you got a headache.
I love that.
Your arm can only grow so long, so once you start doing that and don't go no further, get some glasses, please. Thank you very much. There you go. There you go. Thank you very much.
Dr. Graham, as always, again, I have to ask you in the OR, Leon Pressley, ride with me. He got After Hours Volume 1, After Hours Volume 2. Will y'all play them in the OR?
I'll play them all. Why wait for the OR? Stop playing them now. I'm gonna get me a sax. Matter of fact, well, I don't play instrument, but I will sing. I'm a songbird for the Lord.
And I got the saxophone.
All right, let's go. We go on a roll right now. Me, you, and him. That's it.
I know. Can you stick around for the show?
I'm going to be here for the whole show.
Well, we appreciate you, Dr. G, as always. Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon.
Oh, so yeah, we love Dr. G. And again, our special guest tonight is recording artist and saxophonist Leon Pressley. Let's bring him back in the room, y'all. Wow. There you go, my friend.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Tell that ride with me. Boy, that is bad.
You like that, huh?
I like that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my brother.
Yeah. So, just to go back to After Hours Volume 1, and I know, y'all, he has After Hours Volume 2. What's different between After Hours 1? So what's different between both of the albums, as I call them? What's the difference?
It has more of an R&B feel to it than the other one, than the first one. The
Okay.
first one was like a little more smooth jazz. This one was a little bit more R&B, like with the songs like Rhythm and Grooves and Champagne on Ice, All Right. That has a more of a R&B approach, going in that R&B direction.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's
And so who did you work with on the project? After Hours 1 and 2, did you work with the same producers, people, or somebody different?
yeah, same people at the time. The same producers that have been working with me since day one, since I did my debut album, Let's Fly Away, with the first Smooth Groove.
Right.
That's my, I can say, my crew. They were, honestly, I gotta be honest with you, man. They were the ones who actually brought me out of my shell. I wouldn't have an album from those guys. Those guys really embraced me, and I met them through a friend of mine named Harold Boyd in my church, and he had his own concert, and he wanted me to play part of it. So I went to the rehearsal. That's why I met my producers there. I met Samar there, and he was doing background vocals for him, and he heard me play. And he's like, "Yo, who's your horn player, man? He's tight. I need him for my concert." So we exchanged numbers. I went to his Christmas concert, and then there I met another producer who played for him, which was David Gerbert. And David is a keyboard player, and they both knew. It's like us, everybody. We all know each other, And he happened to play for him because he didn't want to sing and play at the same time. Both of them play keyboards very well. But he said, "I need you to just you back me up this time." So he did, and we got to know each other. He said, "Come to my house, and I want you to, let me produce you." So that's how the whole thing started.
Oh wow, I love that. And I was just thinking about a question I kind of want to go into. When you were performing and playing the song "Ride with Me," I saw comments like, "Why is this song not on Watercolors? Why is it not on this?" And as I always say, there's so many gifted and talented musicians and artists like yourself. And I think people just think immediately that, lights, camera, action, boom, it's going to be featured on watercolors. So my question is to you, in this business, in this music business, Rim,
Absolutely.
why do you think it's so hard, or to maybe even to have your music heard? Have you had what's been some valuable lessons you've learned about the music business?
Well, I'm independent, so I can speak freely. When I first came into this industry as an artist, I came in like thinking that, okay, just like everybody else, it's going to be great, and they're going to embrace me, and it's going to be easy. I'm going to connect with this person, and next thing you know, they're going to act like we open up on stage for this person, and it's not like that at all. I found out the truth, and I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's very competitive. I didn't think it was like that, but I guess I'm not competitive. But I guess other saxophone players and other musicians, they feel like, okay, you're going to steal their thunder or whatever. So that's what I'm learning. And a lot of it's also politics. Politics has a lot to do with it. People don't want to talk about it, but when it affects your career, you have no choice but to speak on it, because you feel like it's unjust. I understand if the music is not quality sounding, I totally get that. But when you are putting out quality music and no one wants to represent you the way you represent me, Jazz, you know what I'm saying? And you'll say, you know what, this guy's good. I'm going to play it on the station because they need to hear this guy. I think it's just unjust. It's unjust not just to artists, but it's unjust to the consumers who listen to smooth jazz on a regular basis.
All right, because again, everyone deserves. We all have to start somewhere, right? I can remember when I first started in radio, right? I'm competitive with some things, but even radio personalities, you'd be surprised that, hey, I work with a number of people, and it's about the personality and the DJ. You're trying to get gigs to host gigs, and I always go back to this. It's about building relationships, and I believe things will happen when it's your time. Everybody has a time, right?
Yeah.
May not be the time for Leon to have this. May not be time for Jazzie, but that's okay. Mm-hmm. There's a lane out here for all of us. I stay in my lane. Trust me, we can all do the same thing, right? You're a saxophonist.
Right.
It'd be 5 of you all, some of the best saxophonists. Nobody's going to do what Leon does. This one is not going to do what that one does. And I think as long as you focus on you and not try to be something you're not, or try to be another person, then
right.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, and I've also learned it's not what you can't do, it's what you can do. And so that's what I live by. I live by what I can do. So what I could do was I can get with guys like yourself, Jazzie, and send my music to you, and you're gonna play it. And there's no, you know, there ain't no politics in there. You're like, hey man, this guy's good. I'm gonna rock it because it sounds really good. You know, and that's what I try to do. I just work with the people that want to work with me.
Right, that's true. And you know, and even though I know other people, I'm not ever like a name dropper or anything like that. Even though I know some people, but it's always like, hey, I have this person. You really need to play them on your CD. I don't need any credit. You don't have to mention my name. I'm not that guy. I just think that it would be, you need to support. You need to support. Just like so many amazing artists that come on this platform. I believe that each and every one of us, all of us have the it factor, whatever that is that you do.
Yeah.
We all have that it factor. Now, will all of us always be at the top of the game? No, I don't think life is just designed that way, right?
No. It's like those little guys who play basketball in college and they would inspire. They didn't make it to the NBA, but they can go overseas and still and play. You know, a lot of guys who don't make it. It doesn't mean that they're not good. It's just that they just wasn't. They wasn't fit for the NBA status. Maybe.
That's right.
And so they can still ball, but they got to go overseas. And guess what? Sometimes they do better overseas than in the NBA.
That's true. That's true. That's that. Hey, I'm good with that. I may have somebody be a millionaire, but if I can get $500,000, Leon, I'm good with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good.
Yeah, because it's not how much money you have. It's really what you use with that money that God gives you.
That's right.
So, that's true.
So, when people hear your music, Leon, what do you want them to take away when they listen to your music?
I want them to hear my soul.
Oh.
I want them to hear my soul. I want them to hear the joy and the passion that I have with making music. And I want to pass it on to the people that are listening. Because when I write a tune or I come up with an idea, they're just concepts, but certain songs, they touch me. And I'm like, if I'm feeling this way about my own song, how many other people would love to hear it? So then I take it to my producers and I'll call them with, hey David, hey Samar, I got a new producer working on my next project right now. He's a really cool dude, a good friend of mine. I went to college with him. His name is Aaron Pope. Shout out to my boy Aaron Pope. Love you, brother. I can't wait to work with you, man, on this new project, man. I'm looking forward to hearing you produce this next song. It's gonna be hot. But I send it to them. I say, hey, listen to this and tell me what you think of it. And then they say, well, what kind of vibe you looking for? And I'll tell them the energy, and they'll produce it for me, and I send it out to the world. Feel my energy, because I'm feeling it.
I love it. As we can also say that, when I think about your career, your career in the short time that I've known you, Leon, I've just been blown away. And you also have a new song out, which I love. Mm-hmm. And when I listen to the title, when you think about not only the lyrics that I know of the song, but even the instrumental, because when I think about jazz, jazz gives me all kind of that process in my mind where I can think, because sometimes there's no words, right?
Right, absolutely.
But when you hear your song, All Right, it's probably, I listen to that song at least, if not every day, it's at least 3 times a week. To just know that no matter what life situations, things happen, everything is going to be all right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I just want to ask you, what made you decide that you want to record that song, All Right?
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Two factors. One, I really like Lettucey. I like her voice. I've loved her since that album. I discovered her listening to her at a record store, right? So remember they had the FYE and they got the samples of music back in the day. So I didn't know who she was, but I was just looking around for music and I saw her album Lost and Found. I said, Lost and Found. That's a very interesting title. Let me listen to her music. And by the time she got, I think I was like the 2 or 3 tracks, and I heard that track, I said, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "Yeah, this, I want this CD. Yeah, I'm going to buy this one." And the reason why, because I could relate to the song "All Right," and that, you know, when you're going through something, you know, even though it's tough, it's going to be okay. You know, you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You know, it's going to be all right. You ain't got that much money. Okay, it's all right. It's all good. You know, everybody getting rich. You can't be rich. You know, so it's going to be all right.
Right. It's going to be all right. And so, again, I have to ask you a request. Can you play that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do that right now.
And tell us who the vocalist is featured on the song with you.
Now, that's really cool because my producer, who's Samar Newsom, he's him and his wife from, you know, she sings too. And he sings. So he's not just a keyboard player. This guy, check him out, you know, he's really an incredible vocalist. He's not just a keyboard player and producer. Oh my God, Samar's a beautiful voice. I said, yo, man, you know what? I said, I know that people just do strict instrumental. I want you guys to sing a hook on it. So he said, okay, man, you sure? Yeah, and so you can get your wife too. He said, oh, you want the missus? I said, yes. Okay, I'll get on it. So he produced it, and then he also did the vocals on it, and then he sent it to him.
Oh wow, yeah. I love it, and I can't wait to everybody until you hear it. It's available now wherever music is sold and streaming. All you have to do is go to type in Leon Pressley. You can go to Spotify and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And Chef D said jazz allows you to create your own journey at that moment.
Yes. Yeah.
That's true. It was. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have another selection from recording artist and saxophonist Leon Pressley. And this is one of his latest releases, and it's titled All Right.
That's right.
Whew, that about took my breath away. I didn't know I was gonna. That just about took my breath away. I was over here playing for so long. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right. And so Leon, let people know where they can get your music. Because on my Twitter and tweets, people were like, is it on the website? Can they go on Spotify, bridgegroovemusic.com?
You can go everywhere. You can go to Amazon, what's the other one? Spotify. Yeah. Spotify, Amazon. Yep. Go there.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm on Pandora. So you can check me out.
So no excuses.
CD Baby or CD Baby as well. I'm sorry.
So no excuses, everybody. So even for those who go back and watch the replay, shame on you if you don't. Go download. Let's see. Me and Dr. G, we talk about this. So I think I go to Starbucks a lot, right? And Starbucks is, I love my green tea frappuccino. That's my favorite I get from there. I get some protein powder in and I get a banana. I take out all the sugars. They add a sugar in, but that's about $8 right there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, man.
That's about $8 right there. So go download the single, whether it's 99 cents, $1.29. But again, as Dr. Graham always say, the music is everlasting, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever coffee, drink, whatever we get, it's gone. The music you will have forever. Thank you so much. Kenneth say he's headed over to Amazon right after the show.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, brother.
We appreciate that. And people want to know also too, Leon, a tour, concerts. Are you working with other artists? Are you open to working with other artists? Where can we come see you?
Well, I am more than open to going on tour with anybody. If anybody even open an act, I know some people they don't want to do that, but I listen. I do background, open act. I'm trying to get in contact with Kim. You know what I'm saying? If you need a saxophone player, but it's it's hard to get out there in the industry. There's some people I would love to work with.
Right.
Kim, Layla Hathaway. Who else I like, man? Joe, the singer Joe. I love Joe. His music is
man.
Yeah, Joe's an incredible R&B singer. Shaka Khan, love Shaka.
Khan.
Yeah, absolutely. Anita Baker. I'm old school. Freddie Jackson. That's my era.
Yeah. You need to do that.
Yeah.
Just hit them up. It's worth a try, right? So if you don't try, I think you should just reach out to them. So if anybody on here have any connections with some of these artists that you can hit up Leon in his Facebook Messenger box, hit him up. You just never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to actually, before we go, I know I'm a little bit over time. Like, what's your wish or dream for yourself right now?
Right now is literally, like I said, I would love to. I would love to just be able to be rocking on stage with those guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Just stand on stage with them, and just be able to play and assist. People want to be up front all the time, but I'm not. I'm like I don't do like NBA. I'm like basketball player. I'm a point guard, so I don't have to be in the front and still be a superstar. I'll be on the side, and they be like, "Yo, who that one player right there?" Because I'm just passing the ball, and that's how I see it. So. Yeah, right. I would love to assist with anybody who's willing to put me, with them.
Right. Yeah. So, hey, any vocalists out here? Leon, you have some amazing vocalists. And tell us some other vocalists before we go who was also featured. Tell us about Janet Dempsey, right?
Oh, yeah, Janice. She was a blessing. She really was. Shout out to Janice Dempsey. Thank you for so much for your humility, man, and just being so kind to me. She really was a sweetheart. She hit me up on Facebook. And she liked my music. And so I said, oh, man, I know who you are. I said, you work with Najee and Alex Bugnon. I said, I loved you back then, So she said, yeah, listen, if you got any material, send it over and maybe I'll, rock with you. I said, absolutely, Right. So she said, you have anything now? I said, yeah. I said, I have a ballad. There's a little hook. I said, but I think you can write to it. So my producer sent it over and was finished arranging it. And she sent it over and she heard it. She's like, wow, this is really beautiful. And she said, I got this. I'm going to do this. And she asked me who my producer was. I said, he's tight. He's good. You got a good producer. So Yeah, she came in and she killed it. She did her thing.
And that's the song, that Champagne on Ice.
Yeah, Champagne on Ice.
Y'all need to hear that song. Y'all, matter of fact, you don't even have to hear it. Just go download it. You're gonna love it. I'm telling you. You're gonna love After Hours Volume 1 and Volume 2. You don't have to listen to it. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to love.
And I forgot to tell you this about Champagne and Ice. I never shared this, but I forgot to tell you. When I first wrote the song, right, the hook, I actually heard it as a guy, and I heard Will Downing's voice. Yeah, so I heard actually Will singing the hook, but God gave me Janice. When I told you, whatever God gave me, thank you, Jesus, for whatever you sent me. He sent me her, and she still did. She made it. She made it work, man. She did that thing. I liked it very much.
I love that. I love that, my brother. Well, Leon, as always, you are a friend of the show. You are welcome to come back on Artist Talk anytime.
Oh, wow.
And
thank you so much.
Anything else you want to share? Anything new or anything that you've been holding out you can share with us before you go? Anything exciting else coming up with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm working on the next project, and it's gonna be it's the same style. I have a couple cover songs that you're gonna be like, oh wow, okay. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting. I got some tunes that I'm going in a slightly more of an R&B approach, because a lot of my performances, they don't, like you said, that this jazz thing. I know down here in Florida, they hear the word jazz and they freak out. So they what jazz? Oh, wait, listen. Can you do R&B? So I guess they think jazz is like, the upright bass and stuff like that, but they don't understand smooth jazz. It's a different era. So I said, okay, no problem. But then I send them my album, and then they say, yo, this is nice. Like, this isn't really the jazz I thought it was. I said, no. Everybody's not doing bebop and Coltrane, because some people's ears can't do it. They can't handle it. So, that's why I do it. But yeah, I'm working on a new project, and it will be out probably in the fall.
Okay.
This year. Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us a hint, a title of one song, or you can't share it?
I can share. I'll give you a hint of one song. One of the songs is called City Lights.
City Lights.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. And it's got a Kim feel to it. If you like Kim, you're gonna like this one. Yeah. Okay. It's really nice.
Any special guests featured on that you can share, or no?
Yeah. I have a couple. I have a good friend of mine named Gerald Drayton, who I'll be hitting you up with. Also, he's an R&B singer. He's really good. He's really talented. He did some work with me a couple years back, with a song called Smile. And if you heard the song Smile, like a neo soul vibe, he did the vocals on that. He did a really good job on that. So I brought him back to come with me on this one, and he's working on it right now as we speak. The song City Lights.
Okay. I love that, my brother.
And I have new producers as well. I have two new producers on this one. That's really different. So I have a different flavor than the last album producers. My new producers in the past, they're going on doing their own thing now, and they don't have the time to help me like that no more. Since the COVID been lifted, they're making their money now. So I'm like, okay, I get it, no problem. Kind of get some new producers in, and so yeah, I got two producers. Annie Jules, she's going to help me out with some songs, and my friend Aaron Pope from high school, college actually. He's actually producing a song for me as well. So I'm looking forward to these two guys on and helping me out on this one.
I love that, my brother. So anything we can continue to keep doing, Leon, Pressley, we will. You definitely have my support each and every Saturday on 90.7. I try to play some of any of your music. Any words of advice you can leave us with someone watching this program to say, hey, I want to do what he does. People get sometime in a funk, they want to give up, right? Sometimes it's like life is not going for them. Any words of wisdom you could give somebody that wants to follow your footsteps?
Yeah. The first thing you could do is, if you're really serious about that, is hit me up. Hit me up. And I have God, seriously, like God has blessed me with resources. And if you really want to, if you're serious though, you can't be playing around. You got to be serious about it, and then call me or hit me up on Facebook. I'll pass you on to my resources, and they're available, and they'll help you produce your music or sing on stuff. And really cool people. God's really blessed with some decent people.
Wow. I love that. Leon. And again, thank you for coming on the show. Again, come back anytime. And anything else you want to share before we go?
No, that's about it. Thank you, Jazzie, for always, supporting the independent artists. I really appreciate that. We appreciate you. We appreciate you very much. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you all giving us such great music.
Well,
that's what we need. We appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate you too. I really do. Can you stick around for just a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Again, another great conversation. Thank each and every one of you. Our special guest tonight was a recording artist and saxophonist, the one and only Mr. Leon Pressley. He has 2 projects. Well, he has a lot of projects out, but the latest is After Hours Volume 1, After Hours Volume 2. Hey, Roseanne, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to check our guests out. Go to bridgegroovemusic.com. Wherever music is streaming, you can download the music. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Again, I thank each and every one of you. Thank you to Dr. G, Dr. Chantel Graham, each and every Monday. Thank you to Chef D, also to my manager and producer. Thank you so much for everything that you do here on the show. And don't forget to follow. Oh, before you go, Leon, let them know how to find you on social media. What's your social media tags?
Facebook, most of the time, and Instagram. I'm on Instagram too.
Okay.
So, and you can check my music out on YouTube if you want to check out my music. Just go there and just check out the music from there.
Very good. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Gary. Thank you all so much. So, hey, everybody, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next time on Artist Talk. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you.